Hi my fragrance friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to start off by giving you guys a little hug. So happy to see you guys. I wish I could hug you all in real life. Sometimes you just don't realize how much you guys mean to me. Like, I know I can reply to a comment and there's so many comments. Oh my goodness, that I still have to respond to. It's not even a joke. Please bear with me. I can be a little all over the place right now, but I see you guys. I swear I will get back to you guys. And some of them are like a couple of weeks old. I'm literally all over the place, but I just wanted to give you guys another virtual hug. Bring it in. I just want to hug you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And today we're going to talk about a topic about probiotics that everybody and their mama are talking about and using, and I wanted to put in my 2 cents regarding this. But before that, I just kind of want to take 2 seconds to talk about something. As usual, I'll timestamp it down below and pin the comments so you can just jump ahead. I'm not going to be offended. Do what you need to do. I wanted to talk about the power of not fitting in. I know a lot of people may feel like they don't really have a place they fit in, and I kind of wanted to talk about this, and I can only obviously speak from my own experience. I've never fit in anywhere in my life, and it's actually pretty deep, but I'm not going to go deep today. Maybe at one point, one day in the future, maybe I'll go into it, but I'm very mixed. Like, my ethnicities are very mixed, so I naturally grew up never fitting in anywhere. I was never enough of this, I was never enough of that, I was never enough of this, and it actually goes much deeper than that. So when I say that I never fit in anywhere, and that people literally, my whole life, a lot of people, not everybody, because there's always really good people, open-hearted people, and very open-minded people, but I'm used to people going out of their way to make me feel unseen. They see you. They see you, but they go out of their way to make you feel unseen. They go out of their way to make you feel left out. They go out of their way to make you feel like you're just all sorts of things. I don't do clicks. I never do clicks. I don't kiss butt. I don't do any of that stuff. And it's because I grew up never fitting in. I just kind of moved to my own rhythm at all times. I don't know if it's a nature versus nurture thing. Maybe it's just my nature, but it definitely is part of nurture versus nature. Nurture. It's probably a part of nurture and part of nature. It could be just part of the way my brain is developed, but also very strong experiences that I've had. Everywhere, just not enough of this, not enough of that. And what you think is your kryptonite, baby, listen to me. Habibi, listen to me real closely, and I want these words to reverberate within your soul. What you think is your kryptonite, okay? If you're into comics, you'll know what kryptonite is. If you're not, please Google it. It is your superpower. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what people make you feel like is odd about you, what is weird about you, what is not good enough about you, that they just, your very existence irks their soul, understand that it is going to be the reason why you succeed in the future. There is a power of not fitting in. Do you understand? So if you ever feel like the outcast, don't feel bad and then get all angry about it. No, use it to your advantage. Baby, just be your own person, have your own thoughts, and just be happy. Because at the end of the day, do you really want to be around people that would go out of their way to not make you feel good? Do you understand what I'm saying? And then it makes you, when you are in a positive mindset, it makes you see all the kind people, open-minded people, generous people, benevolent people, very gracious people, positive people that are out there. Do you see where I'm going with this? So don't worry about the people that are rejecting you. Focus on the people that are accepting you. I'm going to say that again. Don't focus on the people that are rejecting you, and put your focus on the people that are accepting of you, okay? And more importantly than anything of anybody accepting you, you need to accept yourself first. You need to embrace yourself with your flaws, because nobody's perfect. With your flaws, your shortcomings, and whatever the thing may be, embrace it. Literally, I've stuck out like a sore thumb my entire life, and instead of it getting to me, I've used it to my benefit. I mean, ever since I've been 14 years old, I've had girls trying to wipe my face on concrete and take their fists and rearrange my face. So when I say it brings out a certain toughness in you, a certain grit, yeah, it's not always the most fun, but it's fun in the sense that it keeps life interesting, you know? But I just wanted to take this time to just just, hey, listen, if you feel like an outsider, if you feel like you don't fit in, if you feel like you're being like left out, or people see you and they go out of their way to act like they don't see you, be happy. Be happy, because if somebody wants to do that, then let them do it, okay? You have the power within you, and you don't have to fit in to be powerful. What you think is your kryptonite is your superpower, okay? All right, before we go on and talk too much, all right? So now we're just going to hop right in. So, azo probiotics, the thesis of this video, okay? Is it worth the money? No. Spoiler alert, I'm just going to put it out right here, baby. No, it's not worth it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not worth it. But does it work? Sure. Yeah, it works. And I'm going to explain. So, azo probiotics are specifically targeted for the female area. And I used it for 30 days. I've been using, well, actually, hold on. Back up. Let me back up for a second here to give you some context. I've been using probiotics for, I think, 13 years at this point, maybe more than 13 years. I was using it way before people even understood the true power of probiotics. And when I was talking to my friends about it, they thought I was nuts. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, there's something about it. And the reason how I end up falling into the power of probiotics, because I was having health issues with my intestine. I'm not going to get into it. It's whatever. That's not what we're here for. I had severe health issues with my intestine. So I was, just kind of grabbing and grasping for all things to just help myself naturally. And with that, I found the power of probiotics. And the brand that I've been using for years is Culturelle. Okay, this is a broad spectrum probiotics. I'm going to loop back into this in a little bit, okay? And more importantly than anything, I use yogurt, okay? Just plain yogurt. Plain yogurt has live active cultures in them that are probiotics. That's what's in azo, that is what's in Culturelle. It's a natural food, okay? And I also loved eating sauerkraut as a kid too. I was a really weird person. But even as I grew up, I was just trying to help my own self. And as I started ingesting the probiotics in the yogurt and in the Culturelle that has broad spectrum, okay, probiotics, I noticed it was a huge difference. I noticed the difference in my immunity. I noticed the difference in my skin. I noticed an increased better mood with me. Of course, I had regulated digestive health, because that was the whole purpose of how I just kept experimenting until I found something that helped me. And of course, the downstairs area was just, I was feeling all of these things. And at that point, nobody really understood, the benefits. Probiotics at that point was mostly for people in their 60s and 70s and 80s to regulate themselves. So when I kept telling my friends, guys, you got to try these probiotics. You got to try these probiotics. I just feel so different. And then I went to graduate school, and then I studied microbiology, and I was like, oh my God, I felt so validated. I was like, oh my God, we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. And once you understand the concept, okay, not all bacteria is bad. You have, whether you like it or not, good bacteria on your skin and bad bacteria on your skin. Good bacteria inside your body and bad bacteria. Whether you like it or not, it is the fact of life. So what you need to do is think we need to increase the good bacteria to fight off the bad bacteria and keep that homeostasis inside of our body, inside of our gut, and on our skin. Okay, so that was kind of how I stumbled upon the power of probiotics years ago. It was because I was having health issues in my gut myself, okay? So then I went to graduate school, learned microbiology, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not nuts, okay? So now to loop back into this azo probiotics that everybody and their mom are going crazy. Is it worth the money? I'm going to just say no, and I'm going to explain why, because I know a lot of the girls that use this, it's expensive, okay? Even Culturelle is expensive. And I'm going to say what I've been saying in 3 videos already. I'm going to link all those videos down below. I'm literally like a broke record. I'm going to stay consistent and say the same thing over and over and over. Yes, I use Culturelle. It's only 20% of the time I use Culturelle. Like if I'm too busy moving around and doing all these things. But most of the time I get it within my diet, within yogurt and sauerkraut and kimchi. And now azo is specifically targeted for the downstairs area, the vaginal health. Yes, it works, but in my opinion, because I tested it out for 30 days, and I already had a baseline, and yeah, sure, maintain the baseline, but from my own experience, testing natural versus Culturelle versus azo, I'm going to just put it to you this way. Natural probiotics is the top creme de la creme, the broad spectrum probiotics that we get in yogurt, that we get in fermented products, that we get in kefir, that we get in sauerkraut, that we get in kimchi. Those will always take the cake for the most powerful, most effective way to get probiotics into your system. And the secondary for me is the Culturelle, which is the broad spectrum, right? Broad spectrum probiotics, which affects everything. It's targeted for here, it's targeted for here, it's targeted for your whole body. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's more efficacious in my opinion. And then all the way down here is azo. So do I think it's worth the money? No. But if you want to use azo versus, you know, Culturelle, that's up to you. I do say do have these capsules, whether you want to end up choosing Culturelle or azo, whatever you choose, it doesn't really matter. But I would say keep it for times when you're busy and you don't have time to sit down and take natural forms of probiotics. So what I do is majority of the time I'm ingesting naturally within my diet probiotics, like a bowl of like half a cup to a cup, depending on the day, of probiotics that I need. And days like I'm working till midnight, right? I'm working hard till midnight and I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to be all zen eating my cup of yogurt. No, I just want to take a Culturelle supplement, probiotic supplement, and go about my day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, yes, 80% of the time I get it naturally, but 20% of the time I'm using supplements to just add, help mitigate my busy day. So what I'm trying to say, it's not worth the money in the sense to buy it every 30 days. I hope you're following my train of thought here. Not every 30 days. What I think you should be doing, majority of what you're doing to get it natural. Okay, now the questions are coming in. Okay, I already see where this is going. Okay, hey, headless.scents, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have yogurt. Okay, so the fermentation process of yogurt, yes, there's still. So what lactose intolerant is, it's the enzyme lactase is what you're allergic to. But yogurt is a little bit different than whole milk, and specifically even Greek yogurt, right? In the fermentation process, some of this lactose is broken down. So the effect of the lactose is not as much. And because of that, it's easier for your body to break down. So even if you're lactose intolerant, it really won't affect you the way that you're thinking. Of course, everything in moderation. Don't go crazy with it, you know. Eat half a cup and see how your body reacts to it. I'm not personally lactose intolerant, but I know a lot of people that are lactose intolerant that easily take yogurt as their probiotic supplement, or just because they love eating yogurt. And another thing I want to touch on while we're on probiotics, probiotics naturally for yogurt. Do not, this is just my own personal opinion, right? Do not eat those sugar-laden, fruit-laden, color-laden, like yogurts. Just get plain yogurt and turn it around and make sure there's active live cultures in the back. That is what you want to target, okay? Low fat, high fat, that's up to you. For me, I personally use whole fat yogurt. And the added benefit is, you know, it fills your tummy up, right? So you're not going to eat as much. It fills your tummy up and, you know, you have a little snacky snack in your body. You have your probiotics in your body. You're doing something good for your body, you know? So that's one thing. So if you're lactose intolerant, don't worry about it. Another thing, I'm not going to touch on the name of the person because I don't know if she'd be comfortable with me saying this, but I do want to touch upon the question of, but I take medication. What about that? One, I want to be very clear. I have a graduate degree in sciences, but I am not a doctor. However, I already knew what the answer was going to be, but I already talked to a medical professional, aka my mama, Mama Headless. Okay, I talked to Mama Headless. And the question was, will the OTC medicines interact with taking probiotics? And her answer was no. Eating yogurt, taking yogurt, okay, I'm talking about the natural yogurt. Eating yogurt is akin to a natural diet, just a well-balanced diet, right? But if you're taking some sort of antibiotics, that is where you want to space out the timing of eating the yogurt and taking the antibiotics. And in cases like certain cases of antibiotics, I definitely say you talk to your doctor about that. But generally with OTC medicines, it's not going to affect you. And another thing I want to touch upon, the reason why I'm trying to get everybody away from primarily using these supplements, whether it be azo, whether it be Culturelle, you guys don't understand. This stuff is not FDA regulated. I take supplements, right? You got to do what you got to do. But to minimize it as much as you can. I myself, I take supplements, B complex vitamins, all those things, but I do my best to stay away from and get it mostly from my food because there's also extra fillers in there. And I know somebody personally that I asked them to take probiotics, and instead of taking the natural one, they took the capsules. And in the capsule, there are fillers, and they did not know that there were fillers in there. And so they're taking it for weeks and for weeks, and they were feeling a little funny, like their skin was itching, their skin was breaking out, like little rashes. Turns out they were allergic to one of the fillers inside of the in the probiotic capsule. But when they switched to plain yogurt, nothing. They were perfectly fine. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand we need to do it, but please just be cautious of making that the primary thing that you're taking inside your body, because at the end of the day, it is not FDA regulated, and we truly, truly do not know what is in there. So try to just supplement with it, but don't make it primary. And I said in all my videos, I'm going to link them all down below, it is only 20% of what I do. And again, I'm giving you examples, like literally, I use it when I travel, right? Because I'm not going to walk around and in the MX Lounge, oh, can I have some yogurt? Well, they do have yogurt, but not always, right? Like I can have some yogurt, or I'm on a long airplane trip, I'm just going to pop the capsule, right? Or as I just mentioned, I'm working till midnight and I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I have a deadline. I'm not going to sit there and be all zen with my little cup of yogurt. I'm just going to have some me time. No, I'm on the go and I got to get things done. So I take it then, okay? But I really just want to press upon, ladies, do not stress yourself if you do not have the money to constantly every 30 days buy the azo. Buy one of them and use it to supplement. So maybe re-up on it every few months, but look into yogurt, look into Kefir. I'm going to list all those names of the things that I'm talking about. Yogurt, turn it around to make sure it has live active cultures in it, okay? Please stay away from those sugar-laden fruit on the bottom, purple yogurts, pink yogurts. Baby, just get plain yogurt, okay? You're doing this for your gut health, you're doing it for your skin health, you're doing it for your vaginal health, okay? You're doing it for all over health, for better mood, regulating your digestive system, increase your immunity. People don't even realize that even your immunity is affected by the state of your gut, right? Literally, your gut is your second brain. And for people, actually, while we're talking about the immunity, I'm going to kind of, I just want to rewind myself a little bit back. For the people who still might be a little bit skeptical, like I want azo because it's hyped and I'm worried about my vaginal health and all that stuff. Think about it this way. Most people don't stop and think about this. If your your intestine is not regulated, it does affect your vaginal health, right? So you want to focus on broad spectrum probiotics to target your gut health as well, to help everything else. Does that make sense? You're targeting broad spectrum to kind of get everything versus targeted for only one thing. And most important thing, there really is no difference. Essentially, in terms of true technicality, there is no true difference between the probiotics marketed towards vaginal health versus the general one. Not a true difference. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a little bit of a difference, but it's more targeted. I would rather you guys go for broad spectrum, because if your stomach is not aligned, your intestine, it will affect your vaginal health. I hope you see where I'm going with this. All of it is intertwined and interrelated. So definitely please look into broad spectrum, but more importantly, just take it naturally into your diet. So do I think it's worth the money every 30 days? Do I think it's worth the hype? No. But do I think the hype of probiotics is? Yes, 100%. I've been screaming this to all my personal friends for over 13 years. My own mama texted me this morning. She's like, you've been yapping on about this before anybody even truly knew what the power of it was. And it was because I personally just used myself as a guinea pig trying to improve my own health. And I was like, wait, no, hold on. Everything just is improving. My immune system is stronger. My skin is better. My mood is better. My digestive health is better. My downstairs area is awesome. Like, what is going on here? Probiotics, okay? So if you do not have money to keep up and up on the azo, buy one, keep it in your fridge, store it, supplement with it. Again, this is not FDA regulated. Even Culturelle, not FDA regulated, right? So try to minimize your usage of it, because even you could be allergic to it. Like the person that I knew that was allergic to it, and weeks were passing and they were getting these small little rashes on their skin, and they had asthma too, so they had a little asthma attacks, and they didn't know why until they stopped using it and realized they were allergic to the actual supplement, the fillers in the supplement. So that's why I tell you, just be open to how your body feels. Pay attention to your body. And naturally, if you take it in God's given forms, it won't affect you. It's just akin to eating a healthy diet. And of course, if you are taking antibiotics or anything, please consult with your doctor. And as the medical person I consulted, aka my mama Headless, you space out your antibiotics and you have a time lapse between them. Talk to your pharmacist, talk to your doctor, whatever the case may be. But generally for OTC medicines, over-the-counter medicines, it will not affect it. But again, always double check with the doctor, but it should not affect it. Okay, I don't want to keep this too long. I will name all this stuff, yogurts, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. I'm going to list all that stuff down below. And I'm going to also put the name of Azo and Culturelle, the broad spectrum probiotics. I hope this kind of made sense. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. If you're too embarrassed to leave a question down below, I'm going to leave my email address there as well. Just send me an email. And thank you for being here, my friend. As always, I appreciate you. And thank you for listening to my rambling. And just a gentle reminder that the sweetest fragrance we will ever wear is our behavior. And another gentle reminder to please find somebody to thank today, even just for something small. And more importantly, take a moment to thank God, because if you're here watching this video, that means you made it into yet another day. And even with our trials and tribulations, God is great. Thank you, my friend. Bye.